Advice to those girls?
Some of them really cannot afford to wait years or months. They need to keep their figure slim as it is on the.
They just have to.
There's no choice,
they don't have to, but they are models.
They're models, yeah.
They're
They've got to
blow
get out
out.
of the modelling industry.
They're going to be like nervous
I know
wrecks.
they have pressure on them. They have a lot of pressure, but they have to put their health first.
The longer they leave it, the more they're going to blow out later.
Yeah.
I always get with them, I get young girls to change and everything, and they start doing it for a few weeks, and they start gaining weight, and then I tell them, it takes time, it takes few months, and they're like,
Wait till the Freelee's age, they'll be like morbidly obese.
Yeah, they're very. I can understand the difficulty.
They do trust me. They do trust
difficult.
me. They say, I know it takes time and everything, but they're being pressured by the agency. So.
I think one good thing is you can try to get them to do even just a 30-day challenge, so they can actually feel what it feels like to finally be carved up and feeling good about themselves, as in, just getting the sugar to the brain. Just connecting that feeling for them is important. But beyond that, it is going to be hard because they will gain weight. They've been starving themselves. So, yeah, they've got to put their health first. That's what it comes down to.
I used to hand a few models when I was a teenager. 99% of them overweight now and hating it. Because their whole identity was about their aesthetics. But they used to starve, the pills, cocaine, cigarettes. It's not sustainable. But 1% of those girls will get it and go on. The rest, just dime a dozen, man. Skinny girls in 18, dime a dozen.
I mean, we've been tapping into the diet industry, and
East Europeans.
That's what we know. Women, especially, they want instant results. I wanted it too. And because we're tapping into that diet industry, we're bringing in a lot of girls who have that mentality. The good thing about this lifestyle is it teaches you to be patient and to earn your results and to forge consistent habits, life-changing habits for life. And then when you get there, it's so easy to stay there and to feel good about yourself. And it's a journey. It's definitely a journey. But
the good news is there are some really young girls, there was a 16-year-old girl who went on this lifestyle. She started gaining a little, but she was never starving herself. She just started eating lots of calories from sugar. And she started gaining a little bit, but she actually stayed on it for a few months already.
Yeah, she feels good.
Yeah, she does.
Well, that's what I hear across the board is man, I feel so good on this lifestyle. I just feel so good. I've never felt this good. Without fail. Even the girls who jump off the lifestyle, they're I felt amazing, but I wasn't getting the weight loss quick enough. And it's well, you've got to shift your focus to what really matters. And it's not some temporary weight that is going to eventually melt. So, yeah, it's difficult. There's a lot of psychology that we have to deal with. And I had it myself as well, but I'm living proof that you can get through it.
And in the meantime, they can develop their personality.
Yeah.
A lot of these girls got no personality, just
very flaky and undercarved. And
airheads. Same with the guys as well. The guys are just focusing on their abs, they're just airheads. They're bimbos, male bimbo. Doesn't make them bad people, but people need to work on their personality. So many of us really, we push aesthetics for sure because that's where the market is. But we teach people inner games are more important. End of the day.
What's going on with this bike? That's what I want to know.
I had to steal a bike to get here today. I've ridden 195 kilometres. I was on my way to the highest point in Thailand, almost at the top. My tyre failed. On the way back, I got 4 flat tyres. And then I went back to my bike before and it was still flat. And there was a bike parked in the condo. Looked like it hadn't been used for years. It
does look like that.
It's brand new. It's brand new. It's maybe ridden it for a week, but it's just dusty as it was full of spiders.
They'll be after you for that.
So I'll give you a bit of TLC.
So tell us about today a bit.
Today we 5 o'clock we met at Maya Mall to ride our bikes to the highest point in Thailand. It's called Doi Intanon. It's 2,600 metres up. And on the way there, I saw a dead guy on the road, head smashed on the footpath. Well, I went to 7-Eleven to get a juice this morning, about 4:58 a.m. And I heard this big and I was like, oh, that doesn't sound too good. And the dogs start barking. But I couldn't see anything, so I went back to meet the guys and we rode up Surtep Road to Canal Road. And I just, corner of my eye, I just saw a guy laying on the ground, just blood pissing out of his head, and all these guys stand around. And then a crashed motorbike. I was like, okay, another dead guy. No helmet. I've seen 3 so far in Thailand, and as the first one this year. And I went back later on, confirmed it, big blood pool on the footpath. And then half an hour later, a chicken ran out in front of us. We're doing about 40k an hour.
Literally a chicken.
Chicken ran out in the road. Chicken ran across the road. It sounds funny, but Tamo crashed and snapped his collarbone in half. And it was like, you see it broken. And the ambulance came 10 minutes later.
Day of tragedy.
But yeah, so, and then, so it's Thailand now. Life's short and fleeting. 1 minute you're here, 1 minute you're fucking
Especially if you
dead.
don't have a helmet.
For sure.
So, did Tamo hit his head at all? Or
Yeah.
if he did, he would. If no helmet?
If he didn't have a helmet on, he'd definitely, it wouldn't be good. But he smashed the side of his helmet in. People say helmets don't work. And it's like, okay, whatever, man.
Who says that? Who says that?
Some people say it on Instagram and that.
Idiots say that.
Yeah,
Idiots say that.
it's crazy.
So Tamo's alright though, he's just broken his collarbone. But yeah, it's an interesting day.
So 195.
Yeah.
Oh, you'd hate that. You always want to get it to 200.
Oh, I'll still got another 5 k's to go before I get home. 200 k's. Round it off.
Round it off.
I'll get home. Where's Paul? I just want to walk in then. Where's he gone? How was it? Insane? What time did you do? 204. Wow. Yeah, wow. and you guys rode there, because most people have got the top 3, they do in a race, just a 40k race. So that's pretty crazy. So Paul rode out there, got 4th fastest time ever, up the 39 kilometre climb, and then rode back. How many k's you done today then? 230.
You're in the sun.
Easy.
Sitting in the sun there.
So loving it. Can't get enough sun. Now he wants to sit in the sun. Epic, guys. Epic. Did anyone else crash? Yeah. Is Dean still out there? I think. Dean Lee? Yeah.
Dean Lee went.
We left a few guys in the mountain. This is not Mount Everest. No one's going to get frostbite today. But they might end up in hospital with dehydration.
Callum go?
No, it wasn't many of us this morning. So yeah.
David's got a question. David?
I didn't see the chicken cross the road. Sounds like a joke, but it wasn't. I didn't see the chicken cross the road. But me and Tamo, we were sitting in the back, and Tamo had his right hand pointed across his body like that, pointing at another rider, and he was looking that way. I always look straight ahead. When I'm talking, I just maybe talk like that, but my eyes are always straight ahead watching the road. And Tamo's eyes were to the left. So when everyone hit the brakes, I saw that, and I hit the brakes as well, but Tamo didn't. So he was doing 40k an hour, 80 kilos of muscle, straight into the back wheel of Swiss. And then he held it up, he's holding up, and then just slammed it, body slammed the road. Thankfully, the tarmac here is really smooth, so he didn't take off too much skin. In Australia, the tarmac's pretty rough. So the tip that Tamo learnt, and that I got confirmed today, was just always eyes up the road. If you're talking to someone or talking about something, move your mouth, but your eyes up the road. And yeah, it's all good. Lessons learned. I know that lesson because I've done it myself. I've crashed, not paying attention, looking to the left, looking to the right, straight over the bars, hit someone in front of you. So, yeah, could have been worse.
Hey.
And then Dean crashed later on. I think the same thing, but he didn't break his collarbone. Yeah, overlapped the wheels. Just
We've got
paying
a question
attention.
here. Yep. I can't quite hear you. What's the question?
How can we raise more awareness?
Here in Thailand.
In Chiang Mai,
Okay.
everyone has a vegan or ginjay on their thing.
Yeah. Shirts. We're getting shirts made.
Let's wear it in your clothing. Unless you speak fluent Thai, they're going to go, what a cup. So if you have it on your shirt written in Thai, you can go.
And always going to vegan restaurants. Work's going to get
with the dollar.
around.
I mean, all of us here, we all wear clothing every day, but how many of us, I don't leave the house unless I've got a logo on me. Ever. Even on my shorts. I'm running shirtless on my shorts. Yeah. Depends what situation is. I've grabbed those animals before and just ran off. In a shop, it's different because
It's a hard one.
there are a few thousand animals.
And you don't want to, if you buy them, then you're just contributing to that industry and they're just going to fill the cages again.
They don't give a fuck. They'll be like, yeah, give me more money so more Western suckers can come and buy it again.
I mean, you can try.
They're just
It's
unconscious
always-
people. You can't
always
reason
worth
these
trying.
people.
But I mean, don't let that stop you. You know what I mean? Like, you should definitely try anyway. If you got an idea, why not? Better than doing nothing. It's always better than doing nothing, and you'll learn that way as well.
Yeah,
So-
go in there and just there's there's no negative of trying, having a go, because then you'll learn more human communication, and the more unconscious people you deal with, you realise how fucked up the world is.
Well, you can put your proposal on the Facebook group. What was it? Put it up there, and what you propose that everyone does.
All they're pretty much going to do, if 50 of us turn up, they're going to call the cops. And the cops are going to go, where's your passport? What are you fucking doing? You causing havoc? Fuck off. That's what's going to happen. And the shop owner will give the cops 1,000 baht, and a few of us will get arrested.
Have you got YouTube channels?
And we'll be in jail.
You got no YouTube channels.
Yeah.
If you really, truly care about the animals, you'd have YouTube channels. So it's time to step it up. It's true. It's true.
You can fight against the system, or you can fucking use the system to change the system. Yeah.
I know it might seem harsh. It's just true. Just give it to you straight.
Yeah. If you think that little shop over there is that shop over there you're talking about, that's nothing. You go to the place in Chatuchak Park, Bangkok. It's like half this park full of cages of exotic wild animals. It's nuts.
You turn one person vegan through your videos, which you're likely to do. That's potentially 3,000 animals' lives saved. 3,000 for one person over their lifetime. Thai vegan community. Yeah.
The Chiang Mai Vegetarian Association.
Yeah, you have to do the research on that one. Yeah, I'm not too sure.
But I've been coming to Thailand every year for 10 years
You
and
can make a video about that.
make a video about it.
Yeah, put it up.
Yeah.
Raise awareness.
Go in there with your phone and
Then
just
put it on
film it,
the Facebook page.
and then make a video about it. There you go. Yeah. And then maybe print out a link of the video and just drop it on, give it to the lady at the shop and walk out. Or just stick it up somewhere in the shop. There you go.
You got to make it appealing to them. You know what I mean? It's got to be appealing to the owners. If it's like you're taking money from them, they're going to be, meow, the bag. Get out of here. So it has to be of some benefit to them.
Well, I remember one time I was in Chanthaburi, Thailand, running around the lake, and there was a king. I think I told the story the other day, but there was a kingfisher in the cage, and just sitting in the cage, just going crazy, a wild kingfisher. So I just grabbed I looked at the lady and said, just like, what's going on? She's just like, just looked away, unconscious as fuck, can't reason with him. So I had to use violence and action. So I grabbed the fucking cage, broke it open, grabbed the bird, done. Looked at the lady, said, and then kept running. No one's going to catch me in Thailand. I can run a sub 5 minute mile. Bingo. So somebody go, that's not your property. You can't do that. That's violence. And like, whatever. In a shop situation like that, there's more money. And if you're going to get money, you're going to get the police and bribery and stuff like that. Yeah. The Thai police.
Yeah, they'll chuck you in jail.
They earn about $200 a month here. So when they see Farang making mischief, they see bribes. They see money. Oh, what's in your pocket? Oh, you smoke marijuana. Oh.
They're such nice people, but you don't want to go against them.
They're great people.
Yeah, don't go against them.
I've never had any issues in Thailand, but I've definitely heard a few stories of people going against it. So you want to be smart with your activism. But again, the biggest activism is YouTube. That's why we're all here today. Who's not here because of YouTube? No one. Yeah? No one stops us in the street and goes, "I read your blog. It's pretty interesting." No one. You know. I'll look at your Instagram post. No, Instagram. No, it's mainly YouTube because it's video. It's real. Anyone can have that.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
If they pay attention and work hard. And that's good. It's good that you.
Yeah, it's good you're thinking that way.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Applaud that. I understand that frustration, but I've been there. You know, been coming to Thailand for 10 years and seen craziness. You go to Cambodia, or Myanmar, or Laos, or Vietnam, got full illegal wildlife trade. It's crazy. Even Australia as well. It's nuts. It's big money. Big money. And so you go against that, you're going against Thai mafia, you're going against all that black market stuff. So be careful.
What happened to the rabbit?
What happened to the rabbit? Well, I went there that one night looking for it and I couldn't see it.
It's not out the front, they take it in at night. So it's a bit of an issue, that one. We'll see what we can do.
At the end of the day, the biggest changes going on is, you know, like this Pilgrim Trail now. Top 10 times up the Pilgrim Trail on Strava are vegans. Most people got vegan power next to the name or whatever. I have vegan power with a little Thai symbol that says vegan. So all the local Thais, they're like, oh, there's all these Ginjay vegan people are taking over the mountain. You know, get some talking, man. You know, get some talking, and then Paul comes up and does a 28-minute. They're all talking about it. They're going crazy. Real Buddhists are. Real yogis are vegan. Real Buddhists are vegan.
The Buddhists generally take what they're given, like if they're offered whatever.
It depends on the person's, you know, level of integrity.
They're not really vegan. They should be. But
Buddhists,
yeah.
majority.
Vegan. Yeah.
Same with Christians. Real Christians are vegan. But that debate's a whole religious debate. But I won't go there.
Hey, Kaylee.
You mentioned in the post earlier, I'm sure it was yesterday, about skin color. It's such a huge topic, especially when we're
Yeah, I made a post on Facebook, just a post of this naked black woman who, you know, I just saw the photo and immediately thought, oh my god, like her skin colour is beautiful. I was just you know, blown away by it, and it got me thinking about the Thai people and how they're so obsessed with being white, you know, to the point of they don't look Thai anymore, and it's so sad. We see babies with bleaching cream on their faces, and it's just rife throughout the society. So it'd be good if any chance you get, you say Pudam Sway to a Thai woman in particular, because that means dark skin is beautiful. I'm not sure, is the Thai girl here?
Amy is not here.
Amy's not here, okay. I think that's how it's pronounced, Pudam Sway. Pudam Sway. And that means, yeah, dark skin is beautiful, so... Sway. Sway. They usually understand when I say it. Yeah. So if you can say that, that's just going to help them. Like, they really appreciate it. When I've said that in the past, they're like, oh my god, you know, thank you so much, and they laugh, and they really, really appreciate it. It's a big problem. And all the advertising has white ties, and, you know, generally half Thai. They're not proud of their beautiful skin, and it's really sad. So we can definitely help with that.
God. The Buddhist here, what's that?
The yogis here.
Yoga is a himsa. A himsa is vegan. So anyone who's doing yoga not vegan is just a fucking hypocrite.
Non-violence.
That's a good t-shirt, isn't it?
Ahimsa.
If you're a yogi and you're not vegan, you're a fucking hypocrite. Hashtag namaste. Of course, yeah. I mean, 99% of people who do yoga is just aesthetics, and they're just like, oh, whatever, just, you know, flaky, whatever. But yeah, it's funny. Any? It's fluid retention, like blood, volume, exercise, your muscles get to work out.
And you're hydrated.
How many times have you, in your life, how many times have you gone up mountains so much before? Oh, before.
So what do you have for dinner? Durian can do that sometimes. I don't know if you're having...
Your legs go out and then back in. Yeah, it's normal. Yeah, that's expansion. That's fine. If you get a tape measure and measure your legs, it should be the same all day.
I'm wondering, what are you having for dinner? Every night without salt? And you're exercising every day?
It's totally normal to have...
Some expansion?
It's 100% normal. I see your legs. Your legs can't be huge. It's impossible. Show me the picture. Your legs aren't fucking huge. You're tripping. That's normal. That's called a pump. It's like that's what the guys in the videos, they do like 100 push-ups and do some bicep curls and get in the video. They're all like swollen. So at the end of the day, your legs are getting a pump. They've been carrying your body weight. You're right up the hill. Get a pump in your legs. 100% normal.
And the temperature as well.
If you didn't have that, it'd be an issue. This is fine and normal. So at the end of the day, your stomach should be like, oh. Yeah, same with the legs. They've been working all day. They're recovering all the tissues and the enzymes, and healing all the torn muscle from riding and running. 100% normal. Yeah.
That's right.
Normal.
See it in an empowering way.
Yeah. 100% normal.
Pump.
If it didn't happen, you'd be something wrong. Something wrong.
Any tips on how to approach your family about veganism?
Hold him in a headlock.
Any tips on how to approach your family? I wrote a lot about this in my ebook.
Especially very traditional.
Just fucking off.
Lock them in a room.
Yeah, the more I see people dead on the street with their heads smashed against the concrete, the more I realise I could be dead at any minute. So I don't really have much time to waste with people who just don't, like, convince me why I should, like, the older I get, the less and less time I have for flakes. Family, friends, or whatever.
The only reason to spend time with them is that they're killing animals.
So I just...
That's really...
Like my mother, my grandma...
If they don't want to listen.
They don't talk to me anymore, because they're just like... I could be dead tomorrow. I'd rather talk to people who want to get it. Just like my riding the bike. So it's tough. The hardest thing about being healthy and fit is watching your friends and family just destroy themselves with ignorance, apathy, ego, just not caring, not wanting to know. That's the hardest thing. And when I watched my dad die from chemo radiation, he just didn't want to know. That was pretty tough. But then that sort of things happen, and then you grow and you learn how the world works.
All you can really be is the example to them.
Most people would rather die
for
though.
long? Up and down. See, if they see that, they're like, he's not serious about this vegan thing. Why should I be?
That too, but how many of your family say, oh, Michael's really fit, and do they do sport?
They don't do sport.
That's what I mean. They don't care, man. You can ride around the world, you can eat the best diet ever. 99% of the time, they're not going to give a fuck.
My brother, let's say, starting the chicken into his children, and it's like...
That's what I mean, man. It's hard, it's hard.
Just keep being the example. You got to step it up, be consistent vegan.
But don't waste energy on these people. If they want it, they'll come around. Just you walking your talk is enough. You don't have to do any more than that. If they want it, they can come to you. As long as you're an approachable guy. They know that.
When they're sick, they'll probably come to you. They'll be like, so about this vegan thing.
I mean, it sounds downer and negative, but it's just real, you know.
Yeah, you got to try, and then you just got to...
Be the example to your friends and
best.
family. Those who want it will come to you. If you have to chase someone for it, they don't want it. If you want something more than someone wants it themselves, you're wasting your time, in my opinion, in my experience. You know, you're chasing the chicken across the road, but it doesn't want to go there. It's going to come back. Today I was fixing my third flat tire, whatever, stopped at this little shelter, walked over to this motorbike shop that had a pump. I was using it, and then I walked back to my bike, and there's these sleeping dogs there. There's like two sort of, you know, aggressive sort of looking dogs, and they were sleeping, and then I was walking in my cycle shoes, click, 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 and they wake up, and they just start snarling and growling, coming straight at me. I was like, fuck, you know, no one's around. So I just had to go alpha on them. Just puff my chest up, just walk straight at them, you know, looking at them, and they're just like, ooh, and they're just sort of like stepping around me, and I'm just watching the whole time, walking backwards to my bike, and they just chilled out, yeah. So that, and I was just like, man, that's just, like, I could talk dog language now. I mean, if it's pit bulls, it would have been fucked. But it was,
They respect the chest.
in the past, I would have fucking like, oh my god, what's I doing? Yeah, I didn't need anyone else but myself against those dogs. And then eventually I'm fixing my bike and the dog comes up and sniffs my leg. And I keep ignoring it, and then I'll sit down, and I'll turn around, and the dog comes over, give me a bit of a pat. Speaking dog language. Crazy. I learned that just from watching YouTube videos. So I used to shit myself with dogs. And now I feel a lot more confident, especially in Thailand.
Are you supposed to look them in the eye or?
Look them straight in the eye, watch them the whole time, confront them, dominate. Alpha. Dogs don't speak love, compassion, they speak violence. Alpha. It's still nature.
Yeah.
They're like, hey little doggy,
Yeah.
keep your hand off. You know, they speak pain, they speak domination. Obviously you don't have to kill the dog or hurt the dog, but that's what they speak. Yeah. If a dog's biting you and you try and pat it, it's not going to go, oh, why are you trying to love me? Like, thanks. You got to fucking hit that dog as hard as you can behind its ears, and it's going to let go most likely. Unless it's a pit bull, then you're fucked. So, you poke it in the eye or something, but
Have you done that, Freelee? Like, did they have respect of you?
Yeah, I've done that. I've put my my front towards them. I've had to do that before. But usually they're chasing me on the bike, so I can't really so.
So
You're right.
if you're ever in a situation and there is a crazy pit bull coming at you and there's nothing you can do, you confront the dog doesn't give a fuck, it wants your neck. Whatever you have in your hand, your helmet, your shoe, your handbag, your wallet, whatever, shake it. The dog always bites what's closest to it and moving. That's how they're genetically designed to attack the rabbit leg with the whatever. So you can have your bag and you just go like that, and hopefully the dog grabs onto it, and you hold onto it as well, and you play tug of war with the dog. As soon as you let that go, it's going to go for something else that's moving. That's going to be your hand or your leg.
Or you can act like you're going to pick up something to throw at it. Yeah. That really scares them.
That works in Thailand for sure.
Shout?
Yeah, shouting, aggression,
Pick something up, like just,
Yeah.
they don't like
domination.
that.
Yeah, we used to carry like sticks when we rode through
Yeah,
the
sticks
south
good.
of Thailand, and it's very rural there, and it's like wild dogs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did it work?
Yeah, like with the stick, but like I couldn't really. I haven't done it so far, but David was always like really shouting, like I've never heard that before, but
good
that
fun.
worked. Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah,
Yeah. Or you lose your leg.
He loved to protect me.
It's a video game.
Yeah.
It's a video game. It used to stress me out, but now I see it's a video game.
And you go
Yeah, it's
like that when you're riding along. They don't like that either.
Yeah, it's
If
a
they're
big
coming up
mental
beside you.
thing just to decide, like I'm stronger than this one.
Yeah.
Like, to just, I'm not afraid. I'm not gonna show I'm afraid.
And like I've had to ride at them, just ride straight at the dogs.
Yeah.
Like because there's been like a pack of them, so I just rode as fast as I could at them, and they just went shh.
Yeah.
Like they were all aggressive until I started riding at them, and they're thinking, oh my god, is she going to run me over or what? So they spread out.
But they're usually not afraid of bicycles.
What's that?
Only of motorbikes.
What about him?
Watch his videos.
Yeah, Susan Milan.
Yeah, we've watched him a lot. Yeah.
Some interesting characters in
Don't
YouTube with
100%
dogs.
agree with everything he does, but he's got a lot of.
Yeah, in a safety situation for sure. Kiko Pup just doesn't cut it when a dog wants to rip your leg off.
Yeah, she's good for training.
Yeah, she's like,
At
someone
home
says,
in
oh,
the
that's
lounge
so
room.
aggressive, you should watch Kiko Pup videos, and Kiko Pup's got like a little bit of dog footage, here puppy, But that doesn't work in real world aggressive dogs, defending their territory.
I heard that if the dog will bite you or something, so you can grab hold of his jaw. He's not able to bite you. you can hold his jaw, and I think I tried that as well. Basically, just you don't know what is going on. He can't bite you. So if you know, your hands.
You're lucky enough to get your hand on the right
spot.
spot.
Just actually grab it,
Mm.
and so you won't do anything.
Unless it's a bit
You can't close his jaw. Doesn't matter how strong he is.
I would never do that.
can't close it.
I work at a
Interesting.
Distance stuff.
So if you've got the chance,
yeah,
try
and
that.
it was like,
Okay.
and
If it comes to that, yeah.
As a
The
good
last resort.
That's a good meditation practice. How can you meditate while your hand's in the dog's jaw? That's meditation.
Kind of weird, and I was like trying to pretend in front of him to go at him, and he like, he
Right.
actually did. I was like
Yeah.
going at him and thinking
I'll
like,
put that on
please
YouTube.
guard at this one. And it didn't work. He just went straight back.
Mhm.
If I didn't do that, I'm sure I would never be able to get back to that yard. Yeah. Scary.
A good source of carbs along ride.
Like dried figs.
Dried bananas are good in Thailand, easy to get. Figs.
If you get good quality, consistent ones.
Yeah, I like dried banana. You find whatever dried fruit you like. Yeah, lemonade, sports drinks, fruit juices, cane juice, coconuts, fresh fruits. A lot of choices in Thailand. It's pretty good. I love it here. 7-Eleven is like the saviour.
7-Eleven's like Wonderland.
Yeah, just you go right as far as you want in Thailand. 7-Eleven's always there for you.
Like,
If you're fruitarian, you're fucked. But
so many fruit juices.
if you eat pasteurised fruit juice and dried fruit, you're good to go.
But there's no more Ivy drinks. I think we've all like drank them out of business.
We found them today.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's good.
And we cleaned them out. It's like 10 riders rock up, all the Ivy Tamarins gone.
So good.
It's pretty good. But when I was doing 100% fruitarian, I did a bit of bike touring through Thailand, and while I could do it, it wasn't like I'm doing it now. I was going to my reserves a lot, because I'd go to a town, I'd be like, oh, where's the right bananas? Oh, they're green. Or where's the right mangoes? Oh, it's too hard. And so I was really struggling all the time. I wasn't really enjoying it, because I was just so hungry trying to find fruit all the time, but also trying to do a bit of touring. But now it's just like easy as, you know. 200 k's up Durianrider, not a worry, you know. How fast do we want to go? That's the question. So it's pretty cool having backup plans. Or making the backup plan the main plan. Who do we find inspiring? Anyone who steps out of the comfort zone daily. Anyone who goes against the grain, what their family says, or you know what the school teacher says, or what the haters on YouTube say, or whatever. Anyone who does what is needs to be done in society for the greater good of the planet. That's who we find inspiring.
Individual people. Gary Roski is like pretty much number one for me.
What about me?
Oh yeah, like apart from Harley, of course. I thought that was a given, you know. Like, yeah, but Gary Roski is amazing. But you're better.
It's anyone who's just fucking stepping up and getting it fucking done. Yeah. Anyone who's gone from flaky to fantastic.
But like, what individuals do you find inspiring? Tony Robbins?
A lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I won't even mention any names, but just I see. I'm daily inspired.
Really?
Daily inspired.
So I'm number one for you too.
I don't have a number one. It's like a bicycle. I don't have a number one bicycle. Just whatever's in the moment. I live in the moment. Because sometimes your number one bicycle's not there. So what do? Do you wait till number one's back? No. You just whatever's in the moment. That's the best. Because that's what we got right now, right here. Don't have yesterday. Don't have tomorrow. What's that? Just now, man. This is the best ride ever today. That's all we had. The best meal is the one you're eating right now. Obviously, you can compare stuff. Like that flavour of the mango is better there. But you know what I mean? Yeah. All you got is right here, right now. Yesterday's history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Right here, right now, it's a gift.
That's why they call it the present.
That's why they call it the present.
Yeah.
Any foundations worth giving to? Any charities we give to? Give to Sea Shepherd, Sea Shepherd.
Give it to animal sanctuaries as well. There's one in Adelaide that's really good. There's plenty to give to. Were you asking whether we have or what's a good one? A good one. can't quite hear.
The Belize issue, yeah. I can hear. I think everyone's got different opinions, but for me, it's people who are getting big things done, like PETA or She Shepherd. Yeah. I've been donating to Greenpeace for 13 years. I think Sea Shepherd's a lot better, but I just couldn't work out how to turn off the direct debit on my account. So like, they can have the money, I don't care. But the best one is just your dollar every day. You go and buy vegan food. That's really the best. Obviously, there's other great things as well, but that every dollar we spend is a vote for what we believe in. The bike industry, vegan industry, just expand, blow it.
Dog shelters that don't kill dogs after 60 days.
What's that?
Dog shelters that don't kill dogs after 60 days.
Yeah.
The dog issue can be a contentious one because
The PETA issue.
most people don't want the little mangy mutt.
Yeah.
Like Figsy, she was going
And
to
then
get put down.
they're stuck with a whole lot of dogs that people do not want from a throwaway society. 100
Small
million people.
shelters and like
Oh yeah, for sure. But if those small shelters become big shelters,
If you read about
would
it,
change it.
yeah, the PETA issues.
so maybe what we need is maybe more to small shelters. Yeah, but when you got LA or New York City, it's got
Yeah.
thousands of dogs coming through,
Thousands and thousands.
and people there generally you'd be like, oh,
People want to judge them, but they don't want to take the
managing that.
dogs. People want to judge them and say, Peter, you're wrong, but they don't want to do the job that they're doing from a throwaway society.
Yeah.
It's a shit job.
but like with this shelter, they're being financed solely by volunteers and like.
Yeah, it's just such a different situation.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it's like a small scale.
It's very small.
It's like someone who's got like a organic farm in his backyard and he gives bananas out every day. That's awesome, but that's not going to.
And a different
Feed the
culture
world.
as well. Right.
It's a start though. But Peter get criticised a lot for euthanizing dogs that no one wants. What do they do with the dogs? Like 40,000 dogs a year, whatever. Like, where'd they go? Where are we going to keep 40,000 dogs?
No
or
one
whatever it
wants to
is?
take them, but
That's why they're on the street to start with. So it's a tough one. It's like 153 million orphans. Like there's kids out there in orphanages today who never ever get taught to love. Their definition of love is some pedophile, coming and paying $2 and sexually abusing them. That's their definition of love. But we still keep popping out babies like, oh, I want to see what my little Johnny looks like with blue eyes and stuff. So that's the main reason I had a vasectomy. And we've got kids in orphanages who don't know how to fucking love. Never will get taught that. Because the people who volunteer in the orphanages are overwhelmed because there's so many kids there. Who's been in an orphanage before? Go to a fucking orphanage, hang out there and see what goes on. Not one of these tourist orphanages, like an orphanage that you find. Not someone goes, hey, come to the orphanage, which is a fake orphanage where it's just like a daycare centre. A real orphanage, where the kids have got one leg or whatever, and you see them, and it's like one teacher for 30, 20 kids or whatever. It's like these kids it's crazy, man. Yeah, almost 100% of them are going to be on the sex industry, or smuggling drugs, or just getting exploited. It's fucking nuts. But we criticise Peter for putting down dogs. Meanwhile, we can't even look out for our own race. It's nuts. Danny. What was the long word you said? Articulation. How long do they take to get used to extra weight? Depends on the person's biomechanics, depends on their age, what medications are they on, what sort of training do they do they get enough sleep, do they get enough carbohydrates, are they stretching, do they wear heels, do they wear a handbag, do they sit in a computer? I mean, look at 300-pound people. The body's pretty strong, it adjusts. I think it depends on the person's genetics. Some people have got incredible genetics. Their body can handle 300 pounds or 400 pounds of weight. My genetics couldn't handle that much weight. My knees would just cave in. So, depends on the person a lot. It depends. A lot of variables there. It's like how much stress can a bicycle handle? Depends. Who made it? What sort of riding? How old is it? A lot of factors there. So we want to become like a little bit of forensic. There's just so many variables to tick off. Some people say, no, there's only one variable. You haven't had enough of my grapeseed extract. Here you go, $50. You know, that's all you need. Grapeseed extract deficiency. Or you know, I'll come over here. I'll balance your chakras, all sorted. $200, please. I'll do a hair test analysis. Naturopath. Oh yeah, no, interesting. Yeah, you need this. Oh, this supplement's for you. Did you have a question as well? Would we consider adopting in the future? I don't like having kids. I enjoy the free lifestyle I have. What I would consider is spending more time in orphanages, for sure. But in terms of having 100% a child with me all the time, that's not for me. It's for some people, but not for me.
For those who want children?
Yeah. 100% adoption. In 2015. Obviously, if people have got kids, you can't actually you can't go, oh, I've got a kid. Oh, well, yeah. If someone's got kids, you've got kids, fair enough. But in the future, let's be more conscious, I feel. Given this current situation we're in right now, in 2015, yeah. Given that sex trade for children is just going crazy up. Out of control. Out of control.
Do we need mini-me's? That's what it comes down to, really.
I think our kids would be drug fucked as anyway.
Our kids?
Yeah. All the shit you used to take, slutting around at the rave parties. All the shit I used to take, our kids would be fucked.
Little mutant children.
Just being real, just being honest. My mum would be like, oh, Lee.
Yeah, and you'd be out riding all the time anyway. I'd be like,
Yeah.
stay home with the kids.
It's great, I'm just like I've got a flat tyre. I didn't give a fuck. I've got four or five flat tyres today. Every single time I got a flat tyre, I'm like, happened for a reason. And then the first flat tyre, I stopped, I got to talk to some people. Then Dean Lee's coming up the hill, he's like, oh, I don't know if I can do it. If I didn't get the flat tyre, I wouldn't be able to give him a bit of a pep talk. And I said, Dean, your face looks fine, mate. You can do it. Just keep steady. And then I got another flat tyre, and met the dogs. So I got to tell the dog story. And I got another flat tyre. Met this guy, Jesse, who was lost trying to find a quarry. Is Jesse here yet? He's probably still lost. And then we're just like trying to find the quarry, and then the sugar kicked in my brain. I was like, oh, here it is. And I rode him to the quarry. He was going the opposite direction. So we rode back to the shop, dropped at the quarry. I jumped in the quarry, have a quick swim, jump back on the bike, and head out, get another flat tyre. So it's just
everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason, man. Everything happens for a reason.
So true.
By the time I was stopped to have a pee on the side of the road in Darwin, Australia, and I was like, oh, I've got to pee again. And I was like, dude, that's part of hydration. And as I said, that's part of hydration. I looked to the ground, I see a $20 note, or a $10 note. I was like, oh, wow, bonus. I've got to pick it up. And then my eyes catch, oh, it's $20. And I walk over there, and I'm just like, oh shit, it's 50. And I'm like, hang on, what's going on here? And there's this money scattered all over the thing. So I took my helmet off, sat down, had a few mangoes, had a bit more water, carved up. Freelee's comes back, she said, what the fuck are you doing? You shit yourself or something? And I'm like, there's money here, man. She goes, oh, you've got it all, come on, let's go. An hour later, I had $650. Wow. And that's back when I was living on welfare, so $650 was a big deal for me. And, but it's good. So everything happens for a reason. Just try and see the best of it. Versus go, why is this happening to me again? Ooh. It's all lessons, man. It's all lessons.
Mary?
Ronnie, if you were to tell the inner self-talk today when you had so many obstacles, what would it sound like? What do you tell yourself to have a strong mindset in situations, in that particular situation that was just not positive, if you look at it on the outside?
The dead guy, Tamo snapping his collarbone, the flat tire, just what's the lesson here? What is the lesson to learn from here? What am I learning? What are other people learning? The dead guy, everyone's just standing around watching this guy bleed to death. He's obviously, his arms up here, he's already dead already.
Yeah.
They're obviously learning shit. Should we fucking drink and drive and wear no helmet and speed? Tamo now knows straight ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what do you tell yourself?
Like when you meant your challenge.
Like, yeah,
your
like
challenge.
the fourth flat tire,
Yeah.
and you imagine the day to be different. You wanted to have a record or something, you know?
Yeah, I was going
and
for a
it becomes
record up to the
different.
Deutsch, like my personal record, up to Entonon. I was like over halfway into it, putting a lot of work into it, and then
Yeah.
tire goes, alright, no worries. And I told the guys, keep going, keep pushing. Don't wait
What's
for
your
me.
self-talk? Yeah.
Self-talk was like, well, now I get to buy some more bike product from the local shop who's maybe struggling a bit. You know? The guy in the bike shop's really given up. So I found this like old bushwhacky bike shop out in the middle of nowhere in Chiang Mai. Bought $1,000 worth of stuff from this guy. And maybe he didn't have a customer today. Maybe he's thinking, no one's buying my bike shit anymore, might as well pack it in. Who knows? But that's the sort of self-talk I had. Call it grandiose delusions or whatever. But we're all delusional, so we might as well be grandiose versus negative.
So you're not telling yourself #HTFU all the time?
Sometimes I do. But today was pretty easy for me. Nothing really bad happened to myself today. So when it's more overtly negative, then yeah, you pull in some bigger tools. Life doesn't get easier. You used to got more skills to deal with what happens. And then the universe, God, whoever you want to believe in, says, oh, you serious? Oh, wow, you're a positive attitude guy, are you? Here, have this. Oh, catch that, man.
Yeah.
You serious? Oh, well, check it out, man. For sure. Until we overcome those obstacles, we just stay put, you know. To go to the next step, you have to overcome. Like the girls with the weight. You're never going to fucking live unless you can embrace your fucking body and get on with it. So many people out there, like 30, 50, 60 years of old, just fucking emotional nut jobs because they haven't learned. Just embrace the body and next step, move on.
So, for example, when your YouTube channel got deleted or when you were sued, like you focus on gratitude and also that isn't really a problem in comparison to what other people.
Of course.
Yeah.
You'll remember
Yeah, so-
when you were upset initially, but you shifted your focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first time my YouTube channel got deleted, I was like, oh, fuck. You know, I was like, all those thousands of videos. But the first thing that came to my head wasn't the money, wasn't, you know, 50 grand, 100 grand a year, whatever. I was just like, fuck, all those people who link those videos in their blogs and who are inspired by my videos. That was really my first thought in my head. Was like, fuck, I let people down. I got my channel deleted. And then it got put back up a few weeks later. I was like, oh, good. But within 24 hours, I'd start up 8 new channels. You know, within 24 hours. So it wasn't long before I was back on the bike.
You made a positive of the situation.
That is the biggest mistake people do, is they have a negative situation in life and they get frustrated and angry. Instead of getting frustrated and angry, transmutate that into fucking forward motion. Like when I got hit by a bus, wasn't going to ever go back to Europe to race again. I was like, well, do I really want to fucking be a pro rider? Can I handle it? I don't like crashing, so I can't. So then I started reading more books and coaching more people for free, and you know, so everything happens for a reason. You just got to transmutate the frustration and anger into something forward.
Because it doesn't help being frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, it does not help the situation, so why be it?
Yeah.
It just does not make any sense at all.
And I'm not perfect. I still get frustrated and stuff, but I just don't dwell on it too long. It's okay to feel negative emotions, but don't dwell on it. Don't carry on to it. It's like the two monks who are walking through the forest, the old monk and the young monk. And monks technically aren't allowed to touch women. Well, these Chinese monks weren't anyway. So the story goes. So they're walking through the forest and they come to a creek crossing, and there's these, you know, 2 young Chinese girls, all dressed up, going to some formal event, and they don't want to get wet. And the young monk goes, well, we can't do nothing, we can't touch women. And the old monk goes, hey, grab her, I'll grab her, just came across. The young monk's going, you know, and they carry the girls across the water. They didn't get all wet and dirty. The monks did, but the girls didn't. They dropped the girls on the other side of the bank, all nice and clean. And then the monks are walking up the hill for another hour, and the young monk's just like, in his head, he's going, fuck it, man, I've got to say something. We're not meant to touch women. You know, we're not meant to carry women. And the young monk goes, dude, what's up, man? Yeah, monk says, dude. And he says, what's up? Like, we carried women. We're not meant to do that. And the old monk looks down at the young monk and says, it sounds like you're still carrying a woman. How long do we fucking want to carry something in our life? It happened, fucking get over it, move on. Learn from it.
Do you have like particular sayings that you tell yourselves, like regularly, like to yourself, to step up?
Harden the fuck up,
Yeah.
you know.
I always think about the animals. My mind constantly goes to them suffering, and I think my problems are nothing
Yeah.
compared to theirs. So I it's selfish of me to entertain something like that for any more than a couple of seconds, really. So I just keep bringing my mind back there. Watch a few slaughterhouse videos, and it brings your mind straight back to what is really, a huge problem in the world.
Or just think of those orphans who are getting sex traded today, you know? Girls 11 years old losing their virginity to some Westerner guy or something. Forced. We don't really have any problems.
No.
Doesn't mean we should be doormats and
Spoiled
go, oh, well,
Westerners, really.
hey, steal my bike because I'll just buy another one. Doesn't mean we have to be doormats, but let's bring it into
Put things
balance.
into perspective.
Be realistic.
Yeah. We're all very lucky at the end of the day.
Fucking
very
oath.
fortunate. Spoiled Westerners, really. So,
Like in nature,
lucky.
in nature, if you break your collarbone, you're fucked. You're done. There's no ambulance, no one's going to stitch it together, pin it together, you're done. You can't really climb a tree, you can't really fight the tiger off, you're fucked. Us, we just lay on our backs, ring an ambulance, it's an inconvenience, miss training for 5 weeks, but we get back on the bike and go again. So we're pretty lucky. We're pretty lucky. We're very fucking lucky, man. Crazy. Like my cycling friend Grant, who had a massive bike crash, jumping off like a massive fucking Red Bull air jump, snapped his spinal column in a wheelchair for life. A lot of us when that happened were like, fuck, Grant is just known internationally for being such a crazy, reckless rider. Now he can never ride a bike again. So, but he turned a negative into a positive, and now he's become like a hand bike athlete, super fit. He rides his bike with his arms now. It's crazy. So it's always perfect. It's always living examples out there.
yeah, even like my dad, who's lost his leg. He lost his leg on a motorbike when he was 19. And, he didn't let it stop him. Just always physical, every day, working, 12, 15 hours on the farm. That's inspiring. We may not have gotten along in a lot of other ways, but, like, just seeing that is, amazing. And always having, like, phantom pains and, blisters from his wooden leg and stuff like that. But just kept going. Just keeps going to this day. Doesn't use it as an excuse to, sit on the couch or whatever.
And probably the biggest thing I've learned that I try and develop all the time is an attitude of gratitude. Harden the fuck up is good. That's like, fucking Rambo style. But at the end of the day, attitude of gratitude really is what is lasting. Harden the fuck up is like, yeah, okay, fucking toughen up. But an attitude of gratitude is like, when that becomes your persona and you develop that more in daily life, that's what we're talking about. Attitude of gratitude. Again, it doesn't mean you should be a doormat, but be assertive, get shit done, also have an attitude of gratitude.
Yeah, I agree. Bye.
Just like today, going for my little personal record, couldn't do it. Technical reasons. I was like, well, I got a good workout at least. Cool with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I could come home like, oh, I fucking rode all the way out there, fucking just on a flat, fucking shit. Really, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, that was me in the past, maybe 15, 20 years ago. But as soon as I got the flat, I was like, it's finished. Today's all effort's over. But I still got the training benefit. And I got to ride down the hill, listen to the insects, watch a few butterflies, and just cruise around. It's all good. Just roll with it.
Yeah, Harley definitely owns that. He's like that in person. Not just saying it.
But if I get dehydrated, underslept on the carb,
He's
look
an
out.
asshole.
So the more sleep, the more water, the more sugar you have every day, the greater participation you have in your daily reality. The more sleep, water, sugar you have, the more you take care of that foundation, the greater participation you have in your daily reality. So someone can say something to you and just washes off your back. When you're under carb, you're underslept, someone says something, you just hits you straight here. You're just like, you hold on to it more than you should.
Yeah, it becomes very primal.
Becomes primal. So yeah. But that's not what the system wants you to do. They want you to buy more shit that you don't really need to impress people who don't give a fuck about you, and you don't really give a fuck about them. Working in jobs that we hate to buy shit we don't need to impress people we don't even really fucking like. Been there, done that. The opposite flip side of that is doing things we love to impress people who love us, or who we love, or who we're proud of, or they're proud of us. To do things that inspire people who inspire us, or vice versa. Imagine if they put out in the front newspaper, news headline. They're not going to fucking do that. What the fuck do we get taught in school? Not fucking much. Read, write, awesome. Maths, awesome. You know, Christopher Columbus, was it 1788 or 1789? You failed geology or history.
It's a huge babysitting service school.
Nuts. Why don't we teach kids how to fix bikes or fix cars or do something worthwhile? How to ride in traffic, how to eat properly. I got taught in home ec like how to make teriyaki chicken. What the fuck? How to clog your arteries as a 10-year-old, 12-year-old. Crazy. Got a headache? Go to the school nurse and they give you a Panadol. They don't give you a bottle of water. Say, drink some fucking water. But no, I get a headache. Okay, have some drugs. Let's drug you out. Can't concentrate. Here's some speed. Don't do speed, will expel you. But have some doctor speed. Methamphetamine. Methylphenidate.
Just because you're an energetic child.
Hyperactive.
Creative child.
Let's not give them PE doing more stuff. Let's just drug them up. Ritalin, Adderall, Concerta. Let's drug them up. But it's an interesting world out there. So it's easy to get bitter and twisted and negative, but that doesn't really do much. Just transmutate that into more YouTube videos, more t-shirts, more activism, more fun, faster Strava times, whatever. More trolling. Troll fuel. You ain't trolling, you ain't living.
Trollolo.
If you ain't getting sued for trolling, then you're a fucking noob troll. If you ain't getting the Supreme Court for trolling, you're fucking soft.
That's the benchmark, is it?
That's benchmark. Supreme Court injunction. That is fucking benchmark, mate. Thanks, Carla, we love you. And Toby, you. Love you too, bro. Any more questions? Oh. Best way to lose muscle as a cyclist. A lot of the pros, like Team Sky and that, apparently use corticosteroids. Just strips the muscle off, which I don't recommend. Naturally, just more riding, less weights, climbing, hills.
Do you want to strip it off?
No, his buddy. That's alright, but just if you're training hill climbing, your body's just going to want to slim down, especially upper body. Lots of hills. Legs are genetic. If someone's got large calves, that's purely 100% genetic. You can't build a calf like that. It's just genetic. Legs are genetic, like Chris Froome or Wiggins, they're just genetic legs. Upper body though, yeah, corticosteroids can strip that off. Or the natural way to do it is just hill climbing and no bench press. What's that? I'd say it'd take a few years, yeah. It took a few years to get the muscle on the upper body. It'll take a few years to get it off, I'd say. From what I've seen. And, I've got a few guys I've raced with who are steroid bodybuilders, swolgers, and then they stop the steroids, stop the weights. It takes them a few years to look like a cyclist upper body. And even still then, they've still got big arms for a cyclist. Yeah.
I think it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it is. Past.
Yeah,
Past. One more question. Lucky last. Any experience with Kevlar tyres for travelling? You mean like puncture protection? The best tyres I would recommend would be, is it mountain bike or road? Road bike, I'd recommend Maxxis Refuse or Schwabel Marathon or Specialized Armadillo. One of those three. Specialized Armadillo, Maxxis Refuse, Schwabel Marathon. Probably the easiest to get in Thailand would be the Schwabel Marathons from that Chia Wat bike shop. And some shops sell Maxxis Refuse as well. But if you're going to do touring, get at least a 25mm tyre. More comfort, more speed, better protection as well. That'd be my tip. So Kevlar can refer to like the bead of the tyre, which doesn't offer any protection, it's just lightweight. Or it can have like a little shield in there. But yeah, but one of those 3 tyres I'd recommend. There we go. Let's go carb up.
Thanks, everyone. Let's get some carbs.
Rock and roll.
you.